We're live.
Yeah, that's T.
Alright. But I'm about to. I have us. We're live, but I'm about to broadcast here in a second. I mean, we're broadcasting, but I'm gonna shoot the link out here in a second. Oh, fuck it. There we go. Copy link. Boy, it's a lot of dead air. That's my fault, fellas. Alright, somebody's got music in the background. You got to turn that down. Can't be fucking up my videos. It's your damn music. Alright, what up, people? We are live and direct coming to you with this week's episode of Junk Talk. Got with me Dino.
Hey, how's it going?
Got my man T.
What up? What up?
AJ.
Yo, yo.
And we've had him on as a guest before, but we had to bring him back again because he was game of the week versus AJ, my man with the Falcons. What up, D? Well, hopefully you guys tuned in to watch this game of the week. The Saints versus the Falcons. You know, the first big divisional matchup for these two. And it was everything it lived up to be. Final score 20-17. We saw a new quarterback for the Saints come out there and throw for 140. He did get hurt, but AJ, what was the decision in that? Starting a rookie quarterback in such a big divisional matchup.
Well, one thing with Madden is that sometimes you just gotta just put your player out there. It's gonna be some bumps and bruises starting off, but that's how we get them better, and that's what we were aiming for.
No doubt, no doubt. Now, we did see Mike White. You know, he's Cowboys know what they're doing. But he got hurt. He brought Drew Brees in as. I mean, do you think that was a big help for you this week, starting a rookie but having that veteran backup in Brees?
There was definitely uh, a good game plan starting him, knowing that I had a solid backup. Because as we saw, it ended up working towards my benefit.
No doubt, no doubt. Now you also did have a couple other guys go down, and we saw Mr. Kamara go down. What do you think? You know, having him go down and then having Boston Scott come in as a rookie. Do you think that definitely changed some of what you were trying to do on offense?
Not necessarily, only because I still had veteran Mark Ingram in the lineup also.
Okay,
So although that was a big loss, it wasn't all that big. It was big, but it wasn't big.
got you, got you. Um, that last drive, take us through your mind. What were you thinking?
No turnovers,
And
and
then,
which we saw the crazy play happen in which I had a crucial fumble, but my old lineman he put the team on his back. Got to get it right back.
no doubt, no doubt. D defensively, take us through your mind on that last drive. Oh man, oh man. Wow. Gotcha. Gotcha. No doubt. No doubt. I mean, like you said, we did see him come in and make a play for you, and I know that was big. But as rookies do, he lost the football. But do you feel like, I mean, you had some big injuries on both sides as well, especially coming down late in the stretch when we saw Julio go out. Do you think that changed the course of this game? No doubt, no doubt. Now, with Julio going down in a situation like that, do you think it behooves you to maybe try to spread the ball out a little more to your other guys so it's not seems like it's not all on Julio? No doubt, no doubt. Which he definitely did. I mean, Julio 3 receptions, 2 touchdowns, over 150 yards. I mean, if that ain't taking advantage of a matchup, I don't know what is. But the Saints still came out with the win. What do you take from this loss? Oh wow, yeah, mm. No trades or something you're gonna look into. Maybe look on some of these practice squads and see if you can't find something, or do you feel like your guys just have to get better? Gotcha, gotcha. Well, we appreciate you coming on, man. Tough loss, still 2-1. Uh, Tough loss because it's divisional, but it is early, so we know you'll make the adjustments you need, and we appreciate it, man.
GG.
No doubt, no doubt. AJ, man, what do you take from a win like this, man? Coming off of a tough tie last week, what do you take from a win like this?
Well, just got to keep developing our young players because we're definitely looking forward towards the future and whatnot. And so we just got to keep getting better.
No doubt, no doubt. And it looks like you may have found something with this Mike White cat, your rookie. I mean, other than getting hurt, I mean he was on point. He was on point for the game. 13 of 14, 140 yards. I mean, you can't ask for much better. I mean, if he didn't get hurt, we may have been looking at the winning quarterback. But again, having that savvy veteran and Drew Brees behind him, I'm sure that's a big help. And we know defensively, you seem to be kind of strong defensively. Losing a player like Lattimore and still being able to come off with a win, man, that has to be big for your team as well.
Yeah, I'm just glad all my players came back.
No doubt, no doubt, man. Again, good game to both of these guys, and we appreciate D coming on. And AJ, you gotta you're looking forward to getting your players back out on the field next week.
Most stuff.
All right, fellas. Before we get into, I mean, that was a little extra piece we wanted to bring to y'all since we had the opportunity to bring both guys in. But we did want to talk to y'all. You know the format. We start with the rules here a little bit, and we're gonna talk about free agents and roster moves as far as taking practice players. You know you get 2 practice players, and that's it. So don't be out here trying to steal everybody's practice players. If you find it 2 you like, go get them and keep it moving. That's about all I got for that. Anything else, Dino?
Uh, no, just there's some gems out there. I'll say that.
Yeah,
Um,
we've definitely seen
yeah,
some guys
just
get signed off these practice squads, and definitely looking to see if they make impacts for guys. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. But with that also being said, we saw some big re-signings by some guys, and two of the biggest ones we just had was Grady Jarrett getting 6 years, 57.9, and Khalil Mack getting 111 million. What's y'all take on those?
whew,
That's the same. That's the same squad,
Wow,
the Falcons. They
that's a
signed,
lot of
re-signed
money.
both of them. That's a lot of money
that's a
for two
lot of
guys
money.
up front. But I mean, you talking about two stalwarts though, and Jarrett and Mac, man. Is it worth putting that type of money into
Especially
your line?
for Mac, I would
I
say
mean,
so.
I
Just
mean,
go ahead.
no, go ahead, AJ. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah, I would say so. Just looking at this game we just played, like I think it was the first drive.
Yeah,
Khalil Mack came out with a sack,
yeah,
so he definitely made an instant impact.
no doubt, no doubt. I mean, with a caliber player like Mac, you definitely got to give him a shot. And I mean, 111 million, it's a lot, but it might be worth it, man. Some other signings we saw was the Browns re-signing Michael Kendricks to a 7-year, $55.7 million contract. Dino, purpose?
Yes. Purpose. I still need him to develop my young guys behind him. Although he's up there a little bit in age, I figured if like all NFL contracts, it's not guaranteed. If we extend it out, there's only an $8 million total bonus in that. Um,
Okay.
so if we extend that out, once we get the young guys developed, we'll go ahead and thank him for his services, and we'll move forward.
No doubt, no
But
doubt.
right now, we need him. So
Indeed. Definitely seen the Broncos make some moves. They re-signed Bradley Roby to 3 years, 18.5 mil, and Shaquille Barrett to a 5-year, $39 million contract. I think both of those are, good places to have on your defense. Both those guys are fairly young, and it looked like, I mean, he got some decent deals out of him. That's not bad on either contract. Can't take anything away from the Broncos there. Pretty savvy moves by the GM right there. Cowboys re-signed DeMarcus Lawrence to 6 years, 73.2 mil. Hey man, I'm like AJ said, man. This game, if you have pass rushers and you got the ability to keep them, keep them. And DeMarcus Lawrence is definitely one of the better guys. I think on the year so far he has 5 or 6 sacks. So I mean that's just in 2 games. And then we see the 49ers re-sign both their kickers, their punter and their kicker, probably just to extend them out. Sort of like Dino, you know, put that money on the back end. If they don't need them, they can move them, and that'd be the end of that one. Um, Last week's game of the week, another good game. We really didn't get a chance to talk 2 good games, really. The Dolphins and Jets, and the Vikings and Packers. Man, we do have the Packers coach on the line with us. T, man, tell us a little bit about that game you played.
The game was a very defensive game. Uh, I think it was probably a total of 5 turnovers. I think I had three. I think he had two. Uh,
Mm,
he tried to come out running, couldn't run the ball too well. He converted 2 big plays.
okay.
I think he converted like a 4th and 20 or something. he got a real long conversion a couple times. I had my opportunities. Uh, got down to the red zone and couldn't punch the ball in, and ended up turning it over. Uh, it was a very good game. I made mistakes that cost me, uh,
Hmm.
but I look forward to seeing them the second time we play. But it was a very good game, though.
No doubt, no doubt. Definitely
My
sounds like it,
offense,
and we
my
can definitely
red
see
zone
from you.
offense has to improve.
Got you, got you. Can't get down there and not make plays. Definitely understand that. And I think that's a lot of teams' issues maybe this year is getting down to that red zone and not having the offense to punch it in. But I mean, obviously we could see it was like you said a very defensive game, and you win some, you lose some, but it hurts that it's a division game you lost because you never want to lose division games. But being
Yeah,
as
cause
close
I'm
as you were, we know that second game is definitely gonna be a big one. Anything else on the game you want to tell us about, or you feel like that was a good explanation?
just basically, I just basically feel he played a good game, but I basically, at the end of the day, I basically feel I beat myself. Uh,
Okay.
I, I, I couldn't convert when I needed to convert, and like I said, I couldn't score. I had a chance in the fourth quarter. As you can see, it was the final score was 13-7.
Right.
The last minute or so, I had the ball in his red zone, and I couldn't get the winning touchdown. So I mean, it's my offense has to get better. I mean,
Gotcha. Gotcha. Completely understand, man. Completely understand. But it sounded like that was again. We just love the fact that we getting great games out there out of everybody, man. Everybody's playing tough. Everybody's playing well. And then in our other game of the week, we had the Dolphins versus the Jets. And again, man, overtime winner, overtime thriller by the Jets, 23-20. And we're looking at the stats now, man. Jimmy G, 285 yards, three touchdowns, but five picks, man. Looks like that's where
Damn.
the Dolphins, you know, lost to that. But at the same time, that Dolphins defense must be doing something right. They picked Teddy Bridgewater off four times, and he only had 125 yards passing. And the rush game wasn't that much better for either one of these guys either. So you can definitely tell that it was definitely a defensive effort that got the Jets the win. Yep, the Jets had two defensive touchdowns from Darren Lee and Jordan Jenkins, their linebackers. So we know that the Jets definitely have a tough defense that you got to get through. Dino, you faced the Jets this week, man. What you think about what this team has done so far? They're 2-0. Some people would again look at that trade with the Redskins as a what is that moment, but he's 2-0 going into a big game. Nice little matchup with the Browns. What's your thoughts on it, man?
Um, at this point, man, we just looking for a win. We're still winless on the year. Um, took a tough, glitchy first week loss to something that needs to be patched, but nevertheless, it's still a loss. Can't go back on it. And then week two had to face the damn Saints and their damn coach, which is no easy task. Multiple Super Bowl winner. Both of them have won multiple Super Bowls. Throughout Madden. So it's just, it's just been a rough patch. So I mean, I got the Jets. Can't take them lightly. They 2-0. We'll see what comes out. But we hungry. I mean, we gotta get on the board somewhere.
No
I
doubt,
know we
no
got to get
doubt.
a team growing pains, things of that nature. But I mean, we'll get there. I mean, it is gonna take some time. It's gonna be some learning curves, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Before you know it, we'll be considered a super team.
I feel you. I feel you. Again, man, we know that's gonna be a good matchup. I'm sure it'll be streamed, so you guys check out some of these guys' Twitch channels and watch the streams that they got going on. Uh, we did just get a comment in the chat from the second game of the week, and that's gonna be the Bears versus the Cardinals. Both teams are 2-0. Both teams are looking strong. And my man Buck just put in the chat, Cardinals greater than. Cardinals sound like they coming for you. So if you play them, you better be
Uh-oh.
prepared. You better be prepared when you play these Cardinals. But you're definitely looking at a good matchup in that second game of the week. I believe it's going to be going down this evening around 9 o'clock. We will, make sure we try to get it hosted for everybody to watch and keep it. We're looking at a good one, hopefully. Don't see why it shouldn't be. Any y'all got any takes on what my man Buck just said?
I mean, hey, that's the attitude you should have, And he's going up. I know we're early in the season, but nevertheless, he's still going up against the number one ranked team in Junkies. So we'll see. I guess that's the attitude that you should have playing. He's playing at home, so he has his crowd with him. So yeah,
Yeah.
should
And
be a good game.
like he just pointed out, I did say both teams are 2-0. I did forget that Buck took a forced loss week 1, so he's 1-1, but technically he's an undefeated user. So again, I mean, like you said, he's going up against the number one. And yes, it's early, we know that, but the number one ranked team in the Bears. So that should be a good game, man. Should be a good game.
Um,
Any other games you guys looking forward to this week?
um,
This week, let me see. He played.
Well, while we're looking at these other games of the week, man, if you guys got any questions that are watching or want to, ask us anything, go ahead, man. Put it in the live chat. We'll see it. We are live on the chat. So if y'all got any questions, man, go ahead and ask them. But we got Jets Browns. I think it'll be a good one. We just saw a great one in that Saints and Falcons game. You got the Packers versus the Redskins. Can the Packers bounce back from a tough loss? Colts and Eagles. Both those users, I think, are still trying to figure out the game. That should be an interesting game. Bills and Vikings should be a good one. Bills and
Yeah, that's all I was looking at.
Bills are
kind of
2-0. Vikings are 2-0. That's gonna be a good game. That's gonna be a good
I was
game.
kind of looking at that Broncos Ravens. That's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, that should be a good one. The Ravens. Hopefully we'll see him stream it or the Broncos stream it. That should be a good. Like you said, that should be a good one, man. That's
Yeah,
gonna be an
Ravens is
interesting
hot
game.
right now.
Yeah. Raiders and Dolphins. I think both those guys are, making headway. The Dolphins just came off a tough overtime loss, but I think they got a shot at beating the Raiders. It'll be interesting. You got my man Bengals just hit the chat, man. What up, James? We see you got the Panthers this week. We appreciate you coming on board. Shout out to him. This will be the third user in 3 weeks, but hopefully he'll stick and make something happen with this Bengals team, man.
The Bengals on here.
Giants. Yeah,
Nah,
he's in the chat. He in the chat.
Just have them create a custom coach.
No, he should be fine.
He's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
You got the Steelers are in the chat there with us. We see y'all. We see y'all. Steelers and Ravens, boy, we can't wait for that game. That's going to be a dandy.
Mm-hmm.
I think 49ers and Chiefs might be on some people's radar to watch. That should be a good one. Chargers and Rams. Rams are 0-2. That's going to be an interesting game, man, to see what happens in that game.
Yeah, Rams are on too, but I mean, count that team out. It may be just getting a feel of it, but I mean, the user for the Rams, we all know.
Once he get it, he'll take
is,
off
so.
quick once he gets it. But with that defense, I'll never count that defense out, man. His defense is a little too tough to just say he gonna and they'll be out of it. And shout out to the Bengals owner, man. He said our last all season might go 0-16, but we'll stick it out. Hey, man, that's all we ask. Stick it out, brother. You only gonna get better. Even in a loss, all you can do is get better, man. But shout out to everybody, man. Last week, no forced losses, no forced wins given. Everybody played their game. We appreciate that, man. That's how
Great
leagues
week.
like this
Great
work,
week.
man. That's how leagues like this work, man. Is you play your games out, and I know we did see them given a forced loss and a forced win or whatever, but that's because of the games were played, just connections, man, messed up. But at least we know when games are people are actually getting in the games and playing them, and we appreciate y'all for that, man. That's the only way we can get better for everybody is if to play the actual game. So we appreciate that. Shout out to y'all for doing that, man. Big shout outs to y'all for doing that. Don't think we've really seen any major. Was there any major trades or anything that happened? Oh wait, there is a trade that just happened. The Bengals got Garcons. Bengals and 49ers made a big trade.
Oh, John Ross.
Wow, John Ross and Josh Malone just left and were sent to the Niners for Pierre Garcon and Trent Taylor. Oh wow.
Okay.
That's huh.
That's a nice fit for Joel.
Yeah, those are good pickups, man. Josh Malone, if you can develop him, man, Josh Malone's gonna be a good receiver, and then obviously John Ross,
Was
if he
was
doesn't get
any
hurt,
was
no
any
picks, no picks,
okay.
2 for 2.
That's right.
And the Bengals said he made that trade. He was desperate for receivers, and I mean Pierre's a good. He's got good hands. I'm not sure what his speed is at anymore, but I mean he's a veteran receiver. So it'll be interesting to see what he does with that. And I mean he picked up Trent Taylor. So I mean John Ross is undersized as a receiver, so getting somebody a little bit bigger and a little more veteran savvy, and Garcon isn't a bad look. And then it looked like they probably just swapped young receivers too.
I think Trent Taylor is. I mean, he's
Pierre
like a.
Garcon's speed is 89
Okay.
with
He's like a.
91 acceleration.
Okay, that's not too bad. Not too bad.
No, that's not bad. He's like a poor man Edelman, but he will possession. He will be a possession receiver. So he can move the sticks.
Yeah, yeah, definitely somebody you can count on. And we just got word that did they really do that? The Cardinals now have Golden Tate because the the Lions cut him. Why the Lions cut Golden Tate?
Personally, I can't.
I don't
I
know.
I'm not a big Golden Tate fan, so it doesn't surprise me to cut him.
The Lions did pick up Isaiah McKenzie off the Broncos practice squad. Or yeah, yeah, yeah. So I mean, he's a fast receiver too, but I don't know about cutting him to make room. But I mean, Golden Tate, he's now a Cardinal, and I mean that probably looks like that's just gonna add to what the Cardinals been doing offensively. They've been putting up some points, so can't be mad at that. Can't be mad at that. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Hmm.
Do we want to talk any about the injuries?
I mean,
Or,
well, the what? Okay, I know a lot of guys are complaining about the injuries and what's been going on. We did lower it from 40 to 30. We had it at 25, but we also know there's got to be another patch coming, and it's probably going to come. I'm saying earliest is Wednesday next week before the real season opener. Normally is when Madden drops a patch as far as roster updates, as far as uh, gameplay updates, and I believe most of the time they do them on Wednesdays, and that would be right before the year starts. So we're asking y'all to hold off with us till then to see if we get an injury patch. It has been discussed. If that doesn't happen, we will make something happen for you guys because we definitely don't want people getting frustrated with the injuries going on. But we'll get it. We'll get it where it's situated right. We did it last year. We'll get it right this year. Just give us a chance to see how everything pans out. That's all we ask.
Yeah, we will make the proper adjustments if needed. So,
There you
but
go.
for now, but for now, we have decided that they will stay 30. But that doesn't mean they're not going to change.
That's like I said. Just give it at least another week, and we'll see what happens with the patch, and then we'll go from there. That's all we asking y'all to do. I don't think that's too much to ask. But
Shout out to Riggs. Riggs couldn't make this podcast today. Shout out to Riggs. Um, Shout out to all the undefeated teams going into week 3.
for sure,
Let's see if it stays that way.
it'll definitely be interesting. Week 3. I mean, every game so far has been pretty good games, man. There's been a few blowouts, as you know, as customary. That's gonna happen. But for the most part, man, we've seen some great games from start to finish. We've seen some big plays. We've seen some guys make plays that we didn't think was gonna make plays like that. So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting, and we about to hit the first quarter of the year. And quick shout out to we missed these last week, but week one's player of the games Ingram, Amos on the NFC side, and the AFC side Roethlisberger and Lee. And then last week we saw Darnold went 23 of 25, 342 with 4 touchdowns, no
Oh wow,
interceptions.
yeah, I forgot about that.
That's how you get a perfect passer rating, which Sam Darnold did in week 2 versus the Colts. That's crazy. But then we saw on the AFC side, Case Keenum had him a game, 20 of 29, 414 yards, 5 passing touchdowns, and 1 pick. So we know these guys are definitely coming to play. Deion Jones on the defensive side for the NFC, 5 tackles, 3 interceptions, one fumble recovery. So we know losing him for 5 weeks is definitely gonna be a big thing for the Falcons. That's a big loss when you have guys putting up stats like that. And then on the AFC side, Cole from the Texans, 5 tackles, 3 picks as well. And the Steelers talk about they
Yeah.
going 15-1. I guess we gave you
Oh,
one. You
that's
you
because he
got
got
you got one win. You got one lucky win now. Don't let your head get big off of one win, bro. I'm gonna tell you that now.
I know why he's going 15-1 because we still got a game remaining. So
he
I,
might not. He might not even be talking about you. He might not even be talking about you. But we know he ain't going 15-1. He good, but
yeah,
he ain't that good. That's all I'm gonna say
yeah,
about that.
yeah. Shout out to all the members that played with us last Madden and continue to rock with Junkies. We appreciate it. Shout out, shout out
No
to the new
doubt.
members.
No doubt. Appreciate y'all again, man. I know it's early in the season, but we appreciate y'all giving us, all your games, getting your games in, getting them scheduled, getting them played in a timely manner. Y'all know how we like to do in Junkies, man. If we get stuff played, if it's done and everybody's ready to move on, we ready to move on too. We don't like to try to hold it up for y'all, but we do want to give everybody the opportunity to schedule games and get them played. And y'all did a great job of that last week, man. Let's head into week 3 doing the same thing. Sure, everybody looking forward to it. And it should be a fun week 3, man. Should be a fun week 3. Uh, and with that said, man, go ahead and give us your
Okay.
final words, T. Go ahead.
Just to the league, I'm gonna put this message.
T, you disappeared. We don't hear nothing you talking. We don't hear nothing you saying. Yeah, I don't know. We
Yeah,
lost T for a second
yeah, I don't know
there.
what happened.
AJ, go ahead with your final words, brother.
And shout out to y'all for the participation. Just keep playing your games in a timely manner.
No doubt, no doubt. Dino,
Um, yeah, I second what AJ said. Thanks for all the participation. We do know there's all different type of skill levels. As long as you're having fun and you're active, you can be part of this league. You don't have to be uh, playing in tournaments in Jacksonville, Florida, or Texas, or anything like that. Just as long as you have fun, willing to get better, uh, we love to have you aboard. I like that.
no doubt, no doubt. And it's not hate Steelers owner. It's not hate. It's just reality. Don't confuse hate and reality. But again, man, shout out to you guys. We're nothing without you guys being in this league, man. That's straight up. We appreciate y'all participating. We appreciate y'all putting in the time and effort to get games played, schedule games, to come listen to the podcast, to Twitch your games, to talk your trash, man. Don't forget, you can talk your trash on the page. We just ask that keep it respectful, but talk your shit, man. That's what this is here for. Y'all about to see me catch this next dub versus the Seahawks. Ain't no thing but a chicken wing. You can hate me all you want,
When's that
Steelers
game
coach.
going
That's
down,
okay.
Scott?
I don't know. I haven't heard back from him yet. So hopefully
Oh, okay.
sometime today. If not, it'll probably be tomorrow.
Okay.
But I'll
Okay.
definitely, I'll keep it updated. I'll posting in when I'm live twitching. You following the journey.
Yeah, I know. I know.
But again, man, we appreciate you guys being in this league with us. We appreciate you giving up your time to come play in this league with us and have a good time, man. And with that said, we out for this time. We will see y'all next week. Whether it be a Wednesday evening or a Thursday morning, we don't know yet. But it'll be next week for sure. All right, man. Appreciate y'all. Peace.